Hello, welcome guys. In this video, we are going to learn the basics of grid system or grid layout in CSS3. In the previous two videos, we talked about the flexbox and somehow designed some layout. And in the previous video, actually, we designed this nav bar. So in this video, I'm going to create a new layout under our hero section for our services to display our services actually, and use the grid system or grid layout of CSS for that one. Let's start with creating a space for our services. I'm going to use this section tag here, and the very first step should be to give a title to our section. So I'll create a div and give it a class of title. Now let's give a class to our section as well. Let's say section services. Though it's not good, in my opinion, it's not good to use such classes. Let's say services, or we can use let's say container or content or something, general purpose classes as well. So let's say container is okay. And now coming to our CSS and giving some styles to our container. For the very first time, let's say the height should be 400. A background color should be applied as red. Let's save it. Okay, we got the section here, and now that is fine. So let's go for the title. Add some title h2 our services, and I'll use a small tag to write some description for that. We provide good services. Let's save, and we get this one here. So let's apply some styles for this one as well. Dot title, and let's bring it to center. Text align center. Color should be dark blue. Okay, let's give the margin top and bottom, let's say 20 pixel, and auto by left and right. So we got the margin though, but before using the margin for the title, I'll use a padding for our container. Let's say 10 pixel of padding. That is now working fine. I don't know the reason why, but whenever you get such a situation that when you add margin to the child element of a parent, so and just use a padding for the parent element, that will make and the white space disappears. So I don't know really the reason, but that works for me all the time. And now everything is okay and good to go. So let's add another div under our title section. Let's say our services class services, and this services should have a grid layout. I want to add my 3 services. I want to list them here in a row or column based or something like that. So let's create 3 more divs and give them like service, 3 of them, and give them some styles. Dot services actually, and a height and width for them. Let's say height should be fit content, and the width should be 100% as well, and add a background color for this. Let's say white, yeah, and give it a padding as well of 10 pixel. Let's say we got our services box here, and now it is time to apply design to each of our service item. And let's say bg color Gainsborough. Let me remove the background color from the overall services, and we know now that that is here, the layout is made. So each of our service should have the background color of Gainsborough. So as you can see that our services is the parent for these 3 services. I'll come to the services, the parent, and say display grid. This will make the inner display of our services section to grid, and let's say grid template columns, and mention that how many columns do we need in this services section. Let's say we discussed that we need 3, so we will add here 3 columns. Let's say 1 fr, 1 fr, and 1 fr. You can use other units as well. Let's say you can add 200 pixel, 200 pixel, or but yeah, that's okay. If you use the friction, it will divide the available space into this pieces, this into this much pieces. So why we did not get the our columns here? Let's add some content to our each our service. Title, let's say web design, and then some paragraph, lorem. Let's save. Okay, we got our content here, and I'll copy this one, this service 3 times because we need 3 of them. Okay, now that is fine and everything is working. Let's say we said that the inner display of the services should be grid, and each grid column should be 1 fr. We can change it to 2 fr or 3 fr, and we can add gap among these items. Let's say gap 10 pixel, so it will add some gap, and our services should have a padding as well to look somehow good. A padding of 5 pixel, that is okay. And you can add a border radius as well. Let's do some more things with the grid system. We can apply the grid size to each of our columns separately as well. In this area we just applied to them let's say 2 fr for this one, so it will divide our grid to 4 fr and assign 2 for the first one, and we can do it manually on each box. Let's say this is the first service, this is the second service, and this is the third service. So for each we can apply different styles. The first, let me say grid column, how many columns should it take? I will change it to 1 fr for overall, and so it should take from 1 to 3, 1 to 3 columns. Means that starting from 1 and taking the 2 with itself and ending before the third one, so it is doing the same thing. And we can also mention how many rows can it span up to. Let's say grid rows, grid row, and you can say that it should take 2 rows, so we'll start 1 2 3, it will take 2 rows. Here you can see, and 1 2 2, it will take just 1 row, starting from 1 till 2, and starting from 1 till 3 will take till 3. Now I'm going to remove the hide from container, and I will say it fit content. It should be fit content because the content inside our columns are huge, so that's why it's looking something like this. Let me show it in a bigger screen. You can see like this, we got something like this, and we can we can change these things for the second one and for the third one by using just this grid column and grid row. Instead you can use something like this, the grid column is span 2, it will do the same thing, and it will span it twice. If you say span 3, then it will take all the row, because we just divided into 3 like divisions. And for the row again you can use the span 3 or 2, let's say span 2, so the first will take up to 2 rows, and if you just change the column also to, and the first column has taken 2 columns and 2 rows, the space of 2 columns and 2 rows. And that was it, very simple for the grid system. Hope you have understand something. Thank you very much.